Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, it is, I think. And the way, there's certain mental health diagnoses that make my blood boil.
Yes.
The way that they use that something came up for me on a television program last week. Actually, it's a program called Ambulance on um, the BBC, and watching that, and there was somebody on there with a mental health diagnosis. That my husband looked at me and he said, "What's the matter?" And I was sat with my hands over my face, going, "Oh no," because I could see exactly what was happening with this person. Um, and having heard that diagnosis so many times when I was working in the NHS, and the specific criteria that's attached to that particular diagnosis was you could see it in the women that were diagnosed. But actually, when you look back, what was happening to them, it wasn't that there was something wrong or that something had snapped in them or that they were doing something that was a defect or a personality defect or something like that. Actually, that it's come from trauma.
Yeah.
It's always trauma related underneath. You can, when you looked back through people's history, you could see that perfectly well.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd love to be able to go back and stand there and say, "What are you doing? Why are we doing this?" Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
when
Because
things like that come up, it's really it does feel really powerful, and something inside me goes, "Oh no."
yeah, because I used to sort of think about, having that awareness doesn't necessarily mean that you can act on it or that
No,
maybe what you're saying might be heard.
yeah,
And I often sort of reflect on sort of my time like in different systems and thinking actually maybe I was quite like in the system as well and being a bit pathologized and being a bit
yeah,
entrenched in it all. And
yeah,
it's only when we really step out from and sit on the bank of the water that we see the
mm,
ripples and that we
yeah,
see those things. Whereas when you're in the middle of it, you might not see the wood for the trees, so to
yeah,
speak.
exactly.
So, but yeah, I agree with you on that. Those sort of things of going rather than asking what's wrong with that person, it's like, well, what happened to
What
them?
happened exactly? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And that sounds like a really simple difference, doesn't it? But it's actually massive. The feedback that I get from clients who come into my room, I've had feedback from several clients now who've said that they've walked into my room and just breathed. And when they've spoken to me, it's like they've been heard for the first time. And
yeah,
that's actually really sad. And I'm not blaming anybody, and I'm not, I wouldn't go back and say to colleagues, it's all your fault, because it isn't. It's an entrenched thing that, again, that's a pattern that
yeah,
people have picked up from years and years of working where they do. So it's not. I guess what I'm what I'm saying is, and what I'm coming to think quite a lot is that I can do what I do and I can help individuals, but actually, until there's a system shift, a complete system shift, I'm fighting a corner, if that makes sense.
yeah. And I mean, one of the things I always say to other people, but then maybe not pay attention to myself, is about, really focusing what you can change
Yeah,
rather than
exactly.
what you can't change. And
Yeah,
it's easy to sort of go, oh, I need to be doing this, 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 this.
yeah,
But
exactly.
then, hang on, one step at a time.
Yeah,
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 absolutely. Yeah, yeah, and that